Hi everyone, today we are continuing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, specifically the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Well, let's get on with it. What's this all about? Why have been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, it's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself I became a ruined man in thrice, a worthless withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Ryūnosuke, shop owner's existence. Last day.
Be that as it may, Korikuta-san, something has come to the light that requires your clarification. As far as your Ryūnosuke...
Yes, that's it! One, phase act one, that it is.
Let me just check what you judge was saying. As far as your rusty memory serves, have you ever seen this Koban?
There is plenty and splendiferous sweet treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be!
As I thought.
Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwich between a beef steak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat juices.
Seasoned beast? This is soaking? Seriously?
Clearly it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my holy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing?
Huh. Excuse me, could I say something?
Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Osunaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
The Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts, targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. That's why you were sending undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flesh out the criminal. Seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid the Korakuten-san's koban is all too clear.
What? What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuten-san's koban and hid it under the stake? Yasanosa.
Take that!
Obviously, can only be you. Sergeant Yasanosa. What? How? How dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I am the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me, it was Aido. Aido is the mastermind behind all this. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? She was the master, Sergeant Nosa. Clippity-clop, 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 clippity-clop. Ah! Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Yasanosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living. Yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heavy with money. Every 3 days, I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chopping my way through a good steak at the same time. Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his koban. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the stake. I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang! Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. I slipped it under the stake, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous. It's not a difficult word. Come on. That I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. Huh.
This is ridiculous.
Perhaps you could carry on with the absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett.
Of course, dear lady, of course! Our reader says. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. Ladies and gentlemen, please be excused, Your Excellency.
Indeed. The fact of the kobold was perfectly perpetrated by the baby-saddled surgeon. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it? Well, oath.
And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness testimony have been answered, let me just check something. Yeah, it was none. I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And good day.
Ryūnosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words were there got me thinking. Can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. Feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later. If you don't call out now, it will be too late. Trial will be over.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brett.
What is it now?
I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What use to the nonsense it is?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryūnosuke?
Hitting a coin and a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. What you said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to need to see evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? Here or here. I need to check. No, not this one. This one. Or the real one. Yeah. It's none, is it? Not what I wanted to see. Not what... I want to click on the beef. Okay, I can't. Can I present this? Please let me present this.
Take that!
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency.
The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed too, Miss Brett. Notice what exactly, counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Pratt claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
Then take a good look at this steak, in particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there.
Oh.
Looks like Miss Pratt has realized something. So, if the witness as she claims wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
What is your actual point? Perhaps the life for Miss Pratt was ravenously hungry and couldn't help her. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place.
I've had enough. You're irritating little spectacle samurai relic.
Just leave everything to... Of course, dear lady.
What's the matter, Miss Pratt? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implication these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryūnosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Yes, now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tell us? Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Shut up!
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threat.
Can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Hasn't been? What?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already. You say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? That can't be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair?
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Osonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Noza told the court the following. I enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. As well as admitting to stealing Kurikuta-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake? Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. Not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
That makes no sense! That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. Even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly! Surely not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the stakes over. You did switch the plates? You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened, bang. When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If you decided to investigate my slab of meat, that be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my stake with one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There is no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
However, fear not, Prosecutor-san.
What now? What now?
I swear on the brass button on my uniform that is all I did, sir.
I didn't! That's plenty, Sergeant!
Yes!
So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, means he took Miss Pratt's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Osanaga. Yes. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. Said that you had not only taken Miss Pratt's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. I'll be right back. Sorry, my nose was running. Oh, I am still not in... Sorry, my nose was running. That's correct.
Then please present it to the court now.
The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat. It can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady.
I beg your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. No?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense has to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Thinks he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate that you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. I know this voice isn't good for him, but... Yeah. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Sorry for keeping you. Here is the other steak and its plate. Please feel free to examine it. Bloodstain. It's clearly visible, look!
Yes!
This makes everything clear. Blood you can see on the inside of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table, with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodō-san to have shot the victim.
It can't be.
In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right, Miss Giselle Brett. It's you! You!
All done by a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No, no, no!
Some chicks. Chicks or ducklings? I don't know. Yeah, the duckling is as well. Something like that. I don't know.
Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using curare. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. Professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you plan to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison will be found in his water. Because curare is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did.
I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. So I placed the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However,
before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That will be me, I suppose.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of curare in my handbag and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
Under your skirt?
So I was right, there were two guns.
Yes.
And then I finished my coffee and got out to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. A place where you were sure that I will notice it.
Everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun, as I intended.
I did it.
And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang!
That's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead.
Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared.
Obviously, I assumed Naruhodō-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside.
That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around.
Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun.
So there you have it.
Sorry. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Just a little drop. Sorry, looking at the time. Okay, registration. I see what it is.
Excellency.
Yes.
I wonder... might I speak with you in private later?
I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodō-san.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement?
This can't be! Taketsuchi Aochi does not lose! Not to accept this rookie student!
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ryūnosuke Naruhodō!
Well, yes?
This insult to the Aochi family name will never be forgotten!
You've become conceited with age, Council, but old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. A thousand millennia may pass, and still the Aochi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodō clan. His trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryūnosuke Naruhodō, presented an excellent case.
I thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, there's only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits. What it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Sogi? Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey to the discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget, fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind. As for you, Ryūnosuke Naruhodō.
Oh, yes?
In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryūnosuke Naruhodō, not guilty. And the cherry blossoms fall. This court is now adjourned. 22nd of November, 2:46 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants and Chamber 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself. I made it through that horrendous trial. Ryūnosuke, finally pulled it off. Congratulations.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Asogi.
I mean Kazuma. It's same. They're both his name. Kazuma is his last name, I think. No. I don't remember which one is the last name. This is the last name. Ha 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 ha! No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. Let me just check. Kazuma Sogi. Okay, it's his first name. It's his first name. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Eugene Mikotoba. Talvez? My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Oh no, it was Susato. Oh no, it was Susato. So let's go again. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodō-san's innocence. Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much. If you hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Speaking of Mikotoba... Ha! There you are. Eugene Mikotoba. There you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodō, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's when you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. Eugene Mikotoba. In those days we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? Never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. Swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to that woman? To the woman. To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes. Her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's a true culprit after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. I know. Nothing. It's an act of consular jurisdiction. Inspector Asanaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate. But what all that is about consular jurisdiction? You cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then, who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case. Somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard. Why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts are a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Be right back. I was muted. Fuck. Where did I stop? And so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't evoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Pratt can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British Government Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Pratt. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. It's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day I have no doubt that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming. We're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. You didn't call for a celebratory drink. But Professor, You're alright, it's no time for gloomy faces. Should be celebrating Ryūnosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnaval? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective, Osunaga-san, aren't you? Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodō-san's release. Oh yes, thank you. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Ryūnosuke. Just want to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. One day I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Oh, come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer. Oh no, not me, all that intense verbal combat. I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean? That's the point. Listen, Ryūnosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? You get it. And knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. You believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. And believing in your clients. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, you face seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryūnosuke. Yeah, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. Sounds serious. What is... Ha, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Osunaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go! Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation again later. You should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah yes, that too. my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotoba, Susato-san acted as my assistant. Inspector Osonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Ends. Defense debut. Save. Well, I think we're going to stop here. Maybe. Let me check something. Yeah, makes more sense to end here than to continue. I'm going to go a little while longer. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. It's showing me all the names. Yeah. It's this one, isn't it? Yeah. Return to title screen. Yes. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band, Episode 2.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
January 6:47 a.m. on board of steamship Burya.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Holmes. Huh. My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. Ah, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, not too right. You wake up now, We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I cannot believe how you could not wake up. You are a true, cold-blooded man. You found me then? We found you. Now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. I have been found. It is time to admit to your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. There's only one thing that I want to know from you. Isn't that... Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in a sheep's pen. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But it can't be. These handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me! Please! No. No! Kazuma, we're just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? So we... just check. Okay. Don't you find it fun being stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It's really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor? thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover it. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians won't be very forgiving of a stowaway. You're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? Or faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it will be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? You were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We'll leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Da, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. There is something I would like to ask of you too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happens. Okay. I know it wasn't much, but I'm going to stop here. Oops. Nope. Nope. Don't take this one. Well, guys. Till next time. Thanks for watching. Let me just change the song.